Hi everyone, I'm Luna and welcome to Cherry Flag. So, today I want to do something different. And instead of talking about red flags in general, I actually want to talk about the red flags that were there in my last relationship. And all this is not to blame my ex, it's actually to take responsibility for the things that I ignored. Because sometimes the biggest lessons aren't about thinking what other people did to us, but are about understanding why you stayed even though people showed you exactly who they were. So, if you are currently during a breakup or even questioning your relationship, I hope that your story will avoid you the mistake that I personally went through. So, let's get into it. So, the first red flag that I ignored was inconsistency. One day I felt I was the most important person for him, and the next day I felt like I was a ghost. I was not even existing for him. And for a long time I kept saying to myself that maybe this is normal, that people can get busy and that people can have bad days, and all that is true. But there is actually a difference between being busy and actually communicating that, and there is and something else being consistently inconsistent. You know what I mean? Because when someone goes hot and cold all the time, your nervous system actually gets addicted to the uncertainty. And when that happens, that it's a scary and dangerous place to be. Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, maybe I'm overreacting, maybe I'm too sensitive, maybe I'm asking for too much? Well, that was me for a long time, and instead of trusting my own feelings, I was keep doubting myself. But the biggest lesson that I've learned is this. If someone keeps making you doubt your own feelings instead of actually sitting there and trying to understand you, then that's a red flag. And you should avoid it. You should always trust your feelings, always trust that voice inside of you, always listen to it. There is actually a reason you feel in a certain way. At the beginning, everything was amazing. The chemistry, the passion, the conversations. I felt like I could talk with him for hours and hours, and I felt like I have finally met someone deep that actually gets me. Well, when stuff like this happens and then the argument starts, the conflict starts, the misunderstanding starts, your mind keeps repeating to itself, but we had those good moments, so we can actually go back there. No, I mean, those moments existed, of course, and they were amazing, and you should be happy that you lived there. You lived them, sorry. But you shouldn't be with someone because you used to be happy with them. You should be with someone because you are happy with them today. You should every day ask yourself, is this person making me feel good, peaceful, serene, and actually being the best version of myself? If the answer is no, then maybe you should start questioning the relationship. Deep down, there were moments where I actually felt something wasn't right. I didn't have a proof, but I had a feeling. My intuition was telling me something before my brain could even understand what's going on. But I was just keep searching for the evidence that everything is fine. But your intuition knows better. I wouldn't say always, but most of the time. Looking back, I realized something. I started lowering my standards more and more. Things I thought I would never accept start feeling normal. I accepted basic communication, basic respect, basic effort, but those aren't bonuses. Those are very basic things required in a healthy relationship. Those are the bare fucking minimum, and it's not something you should celebrate for. You know what I mean? Chemistry is amazing, it's powerful, it can make you feel alive. But chemistry enough, it's not something that can build a healthy and a long-term relationship. Compatibility is what determines if a relationship is going to actually work or not. I actually wish someone was telling me that when I was younger and searching for love. This one is actually harder to admit, but part of me thought that if I would love him enough, if I would be patient enough, if I would even change parts of my character, then maybe he would change and maybe everything will work out. But here's the thing. People don't change because you ask them to change or because they understand that the situation itself requires some change. People change when they want to change. People change when they are ready to change. They never change for someone else. Never. But also, think about how much it's difficult for you to change something about your routine or your life, yourself. People change also requires time and effort and consistency and discipline. Yeah. I wasn't always seeing the relationship for what it really was. Most of the time I stayed because I was falling in love with the potential. But again, you should see people for who they really are and who they are today, and then decide what to do with the relationship. But staying because you believe in their potential, that's a dangerous place to be. Without really realizing it, I started overthinking every text message, every conversation, every silence. And slowly, I started focusing and prioritizing more the relationship itself and its outcome rather than protecting my own peace. And I tell you this, Don't you ever do that. You are the most important person in your life, and this will never change. No matter who you meet, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much you believe in the potential, no matter how much you want the relationship to succeed, I understand that. But you are the most important person in your life. This is maybe the biggest lesson of all. I was so focused on trying to understand the other person that I stopped asking myself the most important question. Is this relationship even making me happy? I mean, sometimes we are so focused on being chosen that we actually forget that we can also make a choice. Today, I don't regret loving someone. I regret ignoring myself, but every red flag that I ignored actually taught me something. It taught me to trust more my intuition, to raise my standards, and to stop confusing effort with love. And most importantly, it taught me that the relationship that I have with myself is the most precious one, and I should always take care of it. If you are watching this video and something I said resonates with you, then I want you to remember that you deserve consistency, you deserve honesty, you deserve peace, and you deserve to be chosen, and you should never put yourself in the position of begging and asking for that. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Cherry Flag community. And let me ask you one last question before you go. Which red flag have you ignored that you will never ignore again? So see you to the next one. Ciao.